Hey guys, it's Weeks here with another video. Today we're going to talk about the Paladin. The Paladin is a tanky bruiser character and is the only true melee character available when starting the game. The Paladin uses his sword ability as his primary attack. Upgrading this attack will increase the degree of arc the attack covers, starting at 90 degrees and working up to 240 degrees. His next ability is a short range dash for quick moving between groups. His third ability is a healing over time buff that also grants him a chance to block damage. And finally, his last active ability is a whirlwind that does AoE damage around the Paladin. Next comes his passive abilities, which are a shield that blocks most projectiles if they are within the shield's arc, starting at 80 degrees and working up to 160 degrees at max rank. His second passive is a chance on hit to stun enemies for 2.5 seconds. The chance to stun increases as it ranks up. Lastly, he has another chance on hit proc that gives him a damage boost in the form of flat damage. At max rank, the Paladin will get plus 24 damage to his attacks. His main attack will normally do 31 damage, but with this added bonus, it'll be up to 55 damage. As you gain levels, you'll have the option to upgrade any of the spells in the tier. Your character will start only with tier 1 unlocked, but as you play the game and upgrade your town, more tiers will become available. Priority for ranking will be the following. So the first thing is going to be the Flames of Devotion. This is the largest damage upgrade for the Paladin, and you should grab this as soon as possible. Also, just a note, if you can't get the skills mentioned due to the tier not being unlocked, you can just skip it and go to the next part down the priority list, and when you unlock it, you can go back and take it. Next, you'll get 1 rank of Lay on Hands. You can stop at rank 1 and keep it until the healing can't keep up. You really just want 1 point to be able to recover. Next is going to be the shield. Get as many ranks of the shield as you can. It's just going to help you block more and more damage. The arc starts out very small, and having the larger arc is just going to make it easier to block more and more damage. Next, you want to upgrade your main attack. It's the only other way to increase your damage besides the Flames of Devotion. So until you get that, you'll have to just upgrade your main attack to increase your damage. Next, I would get 1 rank of Whirlwind. Early game, you won't really have enough mana to use the skill efficiently, or at all if your mana pool is small. But once your mana pool starts to increase and you're able to support this skill, then definitely start weaving it in. His last passive, which is Stunning Blows. This is a good passive, but the other passives are just better until now. It gives your chance on hit a chance to stun, and that's just going to prevent more damage from being taken. So after you have at least these skill points, you can start filling in with the extra stars as you see fit. If you need more healing, get more healing. If you have a larger mana pool and you can support a higher whirlwind, do that. Around level 30, you'll have enough stars to gain all ranks of all the skills. So it's really just putting them in whatever you feel you need at that time. Once you have the baseline, you're pretty much good to go. And once your character has gotten around level 15 and your town is upgraded to unlock tier 4 skills, you should have most skills mentioned and be ready to complete the tower. So when you're trying to complete the tower, it's important to have potion charges from the apothecary, some blacksmith upgrades, 2 to 3 chapel bonuses, start with some starting items, and you'll have to set up your fountain. So I would recommend using 3 or more potion charges in case just things go bad during your run and Lay on Hands can't keep you up enough. Also, I would say you would want your blacksmith to be at least tier 3, and you have almost bought all the upgrades from it. For the chapel, I'm going to recommend having Path of Defender, Blessing of Mind, and Symbol of Essence. So Path of Defender is just a much needed damage reduction. Blessing of Mind just increases our mana regen by 100%. So any point of mana regen is going to be doubled, and that's just going to be more healing with the Lay on Hands, more charging, and more whirlwind. Last is going to be the Symbol of Essence. If you can get this one, great. You technically can do it without it. It's going to be much easier with it. If you don't have it, you're going to be relying on Lay on Hands and potions a lot more. But Symbol of Essence allows you to lifesteal from enemies using your primary attack, and that's going to help you sustain throughout the whole game. So before starting your run, you want to look for certain items at the shop. I would recommend getting Amulet of Kings. So I wouldn't worry too much about what the other items are. They're all pretty good for you. Also, don't forget to buy some keys. I try to bring at least 8 of each key early game, and then I'll bring more and more as I have more and more gold. For drinks, I would recommend using the Smelly Old Man for more mana regen. It gives you +2 flat mana regen at the cost of some HP, but this gets doubled from our Chapel Blessing of Mind, so it actually gives us 4 overall. The more mana you have, the more you can heal or charge. The second drink you can use is Crazy Eye. It gives you more critical strike chance than your primary at the cost of some armor. Neither drink is needed to complete the tower, but both are recommended. Also, if you found the anvil at this point in the game, you can consider starting with another item. In NG0, you can only find blueprints for common items. Some of the best common items are the disarm items or the evasion items, such as Gladiator's Net or Slippery Cloak. It will give you the most benefit in terms of survival. The last thing we need to talk about is the fountain. The fountain can make a run very easy or very hard. I would recommend adjusting what you select in the fountain depending on if you're trying to complete the tower, farm gold, farm ore, or farming XP. In this case, we'll be looking to complete the tower. For the Paladin, I recommend using the following positive favor bonuses. Gentle traps. Basically, traps are scary. Making them deal less damage will allow us to make more mistakes. I'm also going to recommend toppled towers. The towers can be scary for the Paladin because projectiles will overlap and you'll take a lot more damage than the range classes. So I would definitely recommend this one, but it's not required. Safe corridors. This is kind of the same thing as general traps. Just less traps and less trap damage in general. Mysterious Guidance. The Paladin benefits greatly from almost every monolith buff. We welcome seeing these in our runs, and they'll definitely make them easier. Glass Walks. These glass walks allow you to skip certain parts of traps or reach treasure you otherwise can't. And lastly, Treasure Hunt. More treasure is more items to make our character feel even more powerful. For negatives to help balance this out, first we're going to pick up lousy consumables. We're not really going to be sustaining with consumables. We're going to be sustaining from our Chapel Blessing or with the mana regen from Sorcerer and the Smelly Old Man. So we don't really need this one. Next up we have enemy reinforcements. More enemies isn't really a bad thing. You get more XP and you have to have some kind of negatives to balance out all these positives. Next I take enemy overseers. These overseers can drop precious items or keys, which help our run go even more smoothly. Next I take agile adversaries. At first glance it sounds scary, but it only increases their movement speed. It doesn't increase their cast speed or their attack speed. And lastly we take dry springs. You have the chapel bonus that allows you to life leech. Potions are going to be a thing of the past. So with these positive and negatives, this will end up being +2 positive favor, and it'll cost you 450 gold to accept. Well, that should be everything you need to know to conquer the tower. You can check out this video to see me completing the tower using this exact strategy while talking about it with all my choices and logic. But good luck out there, and I'll see you in the next video.